focus. So the next thing is, so here we have removed the hand entirely in the footage. So by seeing in the RGB channel, we feel the shot is perfectly arranged and we have ready to go. But the problem is, as I discussed earlier, there is a grain issue will be there. If you want to find what is grain, go to the channel, blue channel. Blue channel is the little darker channel where you can find every detail. See. So now, can you see the disturbance here? So only bottom part of the footage is a noise information. Top footage doesn't have any noise movement. So whatever the fake information you have involved in the footage, you have to make sure the same grain movement which is available in the footage, it also should present in the fake information also. So for this reason, see. So first we have to isolate the areas where we have make a clean plate, or we have erased, or we have replaced the different footage informations. So now I am using a difference method. So difference method means, see, this is the footage and this is the output, right? So what is the difference between the two informations? Anybody can say? What is the difference between this information and this information? So we have replaced this entire area on our own color information. For that reason, I'm just taking a difference method. So guys, I'm going to explain you about the graining method. Graining method is always important in a final finishing of the footage. Whatever you have replaced in the entire footage, you have to give a little grain matching to the footage, then only it will feel the original footage. So I'm just taking a difference node. So difference node is normally available in this. When you connect any pipe, A, B is not matter. So one pipe should come to the output and another pipe should go to the input. So just clicking the control, I'm just arranging the pipeline. So see here, when you check in the alpha area, so you'll definitely find what are the missing information is there. So usually the 100% missing information is hand and character only. But what we have done, actually our work area is this much area spreaded. So when you increase the gain value, gain means lighting value. When you increase the light value, if there is any minute disturbances to input or output, so when comparatively with the input or output, if there is any pixel disturbances, it will highlight that particular pixel. So I am just, see, I'm just giving you five numbers or 4 numbers. So you'll just enhance the entire information where there is a pixel differences. So we have find out what are the difference between input and output also. Then just make sure to clear out the holes inside the area which you have used. To clear out the holes inside, I'm just using erode blur. So why erode blur? Why not blur? So see, I have just used the erode blur here. I'm using the blur here. See, what is the difference? When you're using blur, you're not clearing out entire black values. But the same thing, when you're using erode with a very less value, -1 value, it is clearing out entire inside black holes. So you should clear entire black area, which means we are making the 100% visibility of the plate which I have replaced. So now I have isolated the area which I have fakely involved in the footage. Now I want to give the grain to to this particular area. To grain the footage, we have different nodes available in the Nuke. One is free grain, one is das grain, and there are some other graining options also. Majority of production people use free grain and das grain. So das grain is a little advanced node, which in where we have used denoise and noise inputs. Now we are going to the basic graining method of free grain. So free grain means f underscore. So if you click the f underscore in a tab menu, you'll find different types of f underscore align, f underscore deflicker, f regrieval, this and all furnace nodes. So what are these nodes? Furnace nodes, furnace grain, furnace steadiness. Furnace is a group. You can assume like it's a group of nodes. So which will start with the f underscore command. Okay, f underscore regrain. So this is the f regrain commands. So in this defaultly, we have to give a reference area to footage where which grain you want to add on the footage. And by adding the different grain, just let me show you. See, now I'm just going for the channel B. So I'm just playing it. Guys, you can see, right? So I can see this. So here we have source and grain. Source usually go to the output. So this is our output. So it's used. So for this grain pipe, we have to give a reference area where we are feeling this is the grain I am expecting the footage in the footage. So for this, I'm just taking the, I'm taking dot here by clicking greater than node, just connecting this dot to the input. See, I can see the input here. So I want to take the reference grain from the input. So I have taken this from input. This from input. I'm just taking the grain here. So if the footage is moving, see, so I want to give a reference area of this. Just if you double click the free grain, you will find a reference here. See, you will find a reference marker here, analysis region. For this analysis region, you have to find a clean area. Clean area means that should not involve up and down textures. Let me show you what will happen if you give in the up and down values. See, up to here is the input. So I am just adding the grain. What's happening? See, when I'm giving reference area in up and down texture, that grain will become like this. So to avoid this, we have to give a plain information texture. So here, or else here, or else this also have a texture. So we can go for, so here also. So wherever you feel there is a plain texture, you can go for the area and give it as a texture reference. See, now it is smooth. See, previously it was very wiggly. So now it's smooth. So guys, now I'm just adding a grain to the footage. So up to which level we want grain information? Guys, can you see the screen now? This is the top area and this is the down area. So which area we want grain now?
Top areas.
So top area, we are going to use the grain. So I'm just using it now. I just added the grain here. So is the grain doubled? See, Actually, when I'm putting the grain should affect only the top area. It should not affect the down area. But when you're adding the grain in a open manner, it will affect the both top area and down area also. See, there is a difference in the top and down also. To restrict this for the top area only, we have to mask it and make it available in the only top side of the footage. For this, what should we have to do is, I'm just taking the key mix. So key mix and merge are also same. See, merge also will have A, B and mask. Key mix also have A, B and mask. But the difference is key mix will have different control when dealing with the alpha areas. So what is alpha? Already you already know. Alpha means it will restrict the transparency values of the footages, right? So by adding or deleting transparency values, key mix will work effectively. So we are using key mix here. I'm not using merge here. If you have any further doubts on the key mix, let me explain in a detailed manner once I completed this. Okay. So I'm just cropping it the alpha which I have already isolated. I have isolated the alpha where I want the grain information. So for this area, I'm using as a mask. See, now my grain information is only in this area. Rest information is all dead. So now what I'm using, the same merge, I'm using the background for this. See, guys, did you understand here? Now my grain is only in this area, not in this. Guys, any doubts, please ask me. This is the basic grain. See? So can you observe now? Now the grain is affected only the top area, but it is not matching with the input. When it is not matching with the input, in every grain control, we have a little changes are there. We have advanced region, then grain color space. You can change the color space of the grain also. So we have 3 commands here, sRGB and linear. So I'm going to linear here. Now see, just so using the linear method, grain is not affecting that much. I'm going for sRGB. So is it adding? So there are little information added in the sRGB when you're going to color. So there is a little movement there. So this is the basic graining method. So see here. So you have to take from input and the output. This will output. This will be the output. This will be the input. See? Guys, this is the input, this is output. When you're using the difference method, you can isolate the work area which you have worked. To clear out the black holes in the worked area, you have to use the, you can use the erode alpha. By using erode alpha, you can clear out the black area inside the footage where you have worked. So using this area as a mask, I'm using the key mix to restrict the every grain for a particular area. So I'm just first cropped it out and then use the BG from the output. So when you see as a final result, you'll have a grain in this area also. See guys, is there any movement? So there is a movement, but there is some advanced techniques in this. to look it more accurately, more better way. So I'll explain to you in a later subjects. Now you have any doubts in this particular concept, please ask me. Anyone? Guys, do you have any doubt on this?
Sir, is there any easier method?
Yeah, that's why I have already told you. There are a lot of methods are there available in a Nuke to making a grain in a footage. So das grain also to work a little better. But when it comes to manual graining, this will help a lot more. So why I am saying every grain method is, if you have any problem with the graining in a different channels, means when you check this footage, you can see, so you can see there is a little match in the blue channel, right? So there are a little match in the blue channel. So blue channel, we now need to work in a corrections. So when it comes to green channel, there is also a little match is there. But when it comes to red channel, see, there is a texture difference you can easily identify. Can you observe this texture and this texture?
Yes, sir.
So this is very contrasted and this is a little smoother than that. So when you feel these type of differences in a every grain or any graining method, you can go for internal controls. If you double click the every grain and go for the advanced method, you can easily control the channels and size of the grain also. So this is the red channel. I'm just reducing the red amount. See, I'm just reducing amount and reducing the size also. It has matched. See, previously it was like this. Now it is like this. So because of the ability to control in a manual type, every grain is very effective. So that is there is no like this is the only way. I'm not saying there are das grain also is there. Das grain is a little more tricky, but it is effectively used in the production departments. Just first learn what is the ray grain and every grain method in a manual process. Then you can go for the gizmos. That is a third party gizmo, das grain and all. So you can't get it everywhere where you go for work. So this will be every grain is a default system generated node. You can find it anywhere in the Nuke. Okay. So first know what is the graining, what is the changes you are going to affect while you are adding the every grain to the footage. Then we'll go in detail about the graining thing. Okay, Jen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anyone who has any doubts? Anyone who has doubts or anyone who can share their work files? Guys, please communicate. Communicate is a so important thing. So if you don't communicate with the people who are helping to you, you can't go forward in your life. Samuel, you are supposed to send your work file. Did you send it?
Yes, sir. I have sent it in the group, sir.
You have sent in a group. Is this your work file?
Yes, sir.
Google Drive. So why, man? Okay. Okay. Short to work file. Downloads to work file. Okay. Samuel, is this your work file?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when you're going to upload any work file, see guys, Actually, work files are actually asking by the clients also. So even I'm also working for another company. When work is completed totally, the client is asking about my work file. When they are asking about your work file, you have to make sure your work file is very clean and very understanding. Okay, so don't make the messy doubt. So output is not only the final thing you have to deliver. So what I feel, your work is good. So I think you have followed the every step which I have explained to you. But the thing is, you have to make your work file a little aligned manner. Just click the slash button which you have available in above enter node. In a keyboard, you have a slash symbol above the enter. Just click it. It will align it in a very proper way. It will align to the grid. So then it will be very easy to adjust your work file. See, it's that simple. So when you are going to share your work files, please make sure your work file is properly aligned and you are sending it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, done. Transform vector multiply, done. Good. Did you have animated? No. Okay, the same here. When you're doing the crop for this particular ball, any of the information which you are going to recreate the shape of it, just use a little blur value to make it more blended in the footage. Done. This will be fine. Now when you replace it with another footage also, it won't appear as a sharp information. It will blend with the footage. Okay, guys. Okay, is that all, everyone? Guys, don't you have
Yes,
any
sir.
doubt on this grain method? If you don't have any doubts on this grain method, please follow the process and make sure you have practice in your footages. Okay, Sumati, Samuel, Rahul, Likit Arthamainda. Okay, did you understand the concept of graining?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, once practice in your local systems and let me know you have completed perfectly. Okay, there are so many advanced techniques also there in this particular FRE grain. You can make every channel different graining method. So this is the overall grain which I have applied here. When there is a problem with the different channels, here my meaning of channel is there are red, green, blue channels. So every single channel we can apply a different grain node also, or else you can adjust every single red, grain, blue values here. So that you can change the overall appearance of the grain in a RGB with the proper balancing of the previous footage. Okay, guys. Okay, that's for it. So Julia, are you going to share your work file or it will be shared afterwards?
Sir, actually, my Nuke doesn't work when there's internet. It
Okay.
closes down.
Okay, ma. Okay, just
Yeah.
practice with your systems about this regrain method, regrain method. If you have faced any doubts or any errors while you are working in your home, just come up with the question tomorrow. I will explain what is the problem with that and I will find a solution for it. Okay. Okay, every grain is so important, guys. Please make a look of it. Work on your systems. Once completed, please let me know tomorrow so that we can go for the next class further.
So can we get the today's class recordings?
I'm sorry.